Welcome to Trotter Chatter Extra. Hope you're all having a lovely, lovely week. The pre-season is nearly upon us, but before we sort of talk about actually playing football, we thought we'd touch on some of the new arrivals coming through the door and some recent announcements from Bolton Wonderhorse. I'm joined by Ben. How you doing, pal?
I'm all right, mate. Who'd have thought it's almost here? I genuinely can't wait.
Good. I'm glad I can see it in your eyes. Jordan, back again. How you doing, bud?
Oh,
And Lewis making his debut on Extra. How you doing, pal?
I'm all right, yeah. But no.
We know he's not that all right after. We've had some technical difficulties, we'll say. So let's start by, obviously there has been some transfer activity. We didn't really touch on it on the last pod. We were looking more at the league table. Check that out. See who we sort of decided was going to go up, down, and all the rest. We'll start with obviously the first acquisition, Nathan Baxter. Ben, first guy through the door, goalkeeper we needed to get. What were your thoughts on him?
I'm happy with it. I mean, he's come through Chelsea's academy, so he's going to have a bit about him. The fact he stayed there till he's 24, they must have seen a bit of something. You know, championship experience. I'm fine with it. I'm happy with it. In fact, more than fine.
He talks well, doesn't he? He talks quite highly of Bolton.
He loves us.
Yeah, he was complimenting our facility, should I say? Basically saying that we're a lot more big time than where we're sort of sitting in the football pyramid. Jordan, Joel Coleman was the other man through the door. What do you reckon?
It was just good to get two goalkeepers in, really, wasn't it? In regards to him, I mean, I've heard some negative comments from previous teams' fans, but as long as he's better than Dixon, I think we're okay with that one.
Been playing second goalkeeper, it seems, through most of his career, and that looks like it's going to be the role what he's going to have for us. Lewis, then Josh Dacre, is it pronounced Dacres?
Josh.
Not a clue. We'll call him Coggers. What do you reckon of him?
Yeah, obviously, I'm not going to sit here and say I've been following his career and in depth, but from what I've seen, from what Tranmere fans have been saying, obviously a pacey lad at the back, exactly what we need from our wing backs. Yeah, looks like a good fit for us.
Apparently, he said that the way Everett plays fits him to a T, so that's always good to hear. I think we've shoehorned a couple of players in that position in the past, haven't we? I think the big one of that, I think it came out Saturday, was Dan Nalundaloo, probably one of the worst kept secrets. Obviously, we've given him a lot of grief, haven't we? Called him a dickhead. Basically,
Sorry, Ian.
Remember that? And basically said that from what we've seen of him, no brain, not a great. He's got natural ability, but he looks busy and not really getting a lot done. How do you feel about Mr. Nalundaloo coming through the door then, Ben? In 3 years as well, and I believe we've paid some money for him.
We have apparently 6 figures, and I assume that doesn't mean £1,000 and a pence.
Oh, no.
I mean, I wasn't blown away by him. I mean, I'm fairly sure I called him worse than a dickhead, but
You did?
because I'm not Lewis, I wasn't slated for it.
Yeah.
I'll give him a chance. If he's at the club, I'm not gonna consistently give him shit until I want to. Yeah, basically, if he'll miss a sit at Bamber Bridge, I'll say he's the worst player alive. That's all it is. But there's certain bits to his game that I think they can help, but I'd see him as a backup, really.
Backup to whom?
Probably Dion.
Dion. So you're saying, I'm assuming Yon Daddy as the other.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Anyone? I feel like we talk about him a lot, but anyone else sort of got any sort of other opinions about Dan? Anything else to add about him? I feel like he's probably the biggest talking point that we brought through the door so far. Anything else to add? Anyone?
it's a potential money ball signing, isn't it? If we can get it right. He's only, was he 24?
24.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's got all the tools, but he just needs to know how to use them. He runs around like be careful what I say, a bit of a headless chicken at times. Like, he doesn't really have a plan in his head. He just gets the ball head down, like you used to at school. Hopefully Everett can get a bit more out of him and getting coached in this pre-season.
Well, Everett's giving him a lot of backing as well, and I think that's going to give him that stead to sort of repay him for the faith that he's been provided with. So Everett's interview, he spoke about obviously moving away from the loan window, the free agents market. So basically, we're looking at actually buying players, taking them from other teams. So Lewis, I'll go back to you actually for this. So, do you think we'll get the signings that we need from this transfer window? Obviously, it is early doors, but
well, based on my reaction in earlier on in the week, it was like the world had ended. Those three signings not going through. Yeah, you'd like to think so. Everett and Markham, I'd say they've had one bad window, and that was January, just gone, where it didn't really happen. All previous windows, they've always brought in quality and improved us. You'd like to. I know. I'm glad there's no names being put around either. We're keeping it hush, just going about our business quietly. Because there's no names of it doesn't mean they're not doing things behind the scenes, does it? So
no,
in Everett we trust.
Flick, Wilson, and Bacchus all got more or less killed off, didn't they? At the back end of last week, and it to the sort of I call them like FIFA fans, the ones who don't really understand the game and think the world behaves the same as a FIFA career mode transfer window. They're thinking now, because we've not heard about anyone for a week, that we've just decided to bottle it and that they were our three choices and we've give up on that. Ben, then positions that we need to fill. Obviously, it is early doors. I think we've got 4 positions there that we needed to cover. But what else do you reckon from you?
I still think another right wing back. I think as much as Coggers seems like a decent signing, I think someone like Wilson, even though we're not getting him, that sort of caliber is what we're going to that's what we'll need if we are actually going to challenge for automatics. I don't, Dabo's still available. No one seems to know what's going on with him.
We said him at the beginning, though, didn't we? We said we fancied him.
Yeah, and then it all sort of went quiet. Derby signed someone instead of him. Who knows what might happen? If he's still available, though, I'd like to think that we'd explore the option.
Jordan, you're the one who's always in the know with this kind of stuff. You find out stuff that we tend to not. Have you heard anything that transfer-wise that we might need to share with the world?
I'll be honest. I mean, we had the Flick one, we had the Bacchus one, and other than that, it's gone pretty quiet, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing new that's emerged, really. I just say I'm rather annoyed. One of our Trotter Chatter employees seems to be on today, and he's not. And just because he purely doesn't listen, and he's just spamming us with messages right now.
Yeah, I've ignored him.
Oh,
he's so stupid.
I can just see the abuse that's going through.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Right. Thanks, Rob. Cheers, love.
At least we didn't say who it was.
Yeah. The one who doesn't show up to work and thinks he's part of Trotter Chatter. Anything else to add there, Lewis? Then, where do you see us strengthening moving forward? Obviously, there's still something like daft 70 days left of the window. Where do you see us going for next?
So I think we need another right wing back. There was obviously a reason he was in for Wilson and Josh, shall we say? Yeah, his name. So I think we'll go there again, because obviously you need two backups, don't you? If you lose one, I don't think Gethin Jones can play that right wing back position. It's all right filling in 1 or 2 games, but I don't think it's a long-term option for us. And a proper number 10, a quality number 10 who, when we have those 2 backs of 4 at home, teams come to shithouse us, who can unlock the defence, because that was one of the big issues for us last season.
Could anyone grace us with a name for a number 10?
Bradley Dack.
A realistic name as well.
Someone said they saw Bradley like at Middlebrook, so
Nick Powell.
No, fuck off.
You love shit players, you love prima donnas. Yeah, you're a bloody FIFA fan in the sly, aren't you? Yeah, Gak is reasonably local, isn't he? But yeah, everyone's seen someone in a McDonald's drive-through recently, haven't they?
Why?
Fucking Hollywood Bowl or something like that.
You don't want to go to a McDonald's drive-through. You want to get McDelivery.
That's it. So there you go. You can stay. Let's move on then. Obviously, it's been a week of announcements. A lot to talk about. The EFL Trophy, formerly known as the Pizza Cup. That was our big moment from last season. So we got Salford, Stockport, and Man United's under 21s. How do you feel about that, Ben? Which fixtures you fancy, and are you happy with the draw overall?
I mean, not that asked, to be honest. It's not the Pizza Cup anymore. What are we even trying for? Who cares?
They've not even given it a sponsor at all, have they?
No. Well, how can you beat the Pizza Cup?
You can't. It's going to be like the Topps Tiles Cup or something next, isn't it?
I think I'm not. Even the away game, like, so we're in Salford in pre-season. I'm not asked about that. Could be shit if I don't want to go to watch United under 21s where they play. So it's Stockport.
Lee Sports Village. It's my local ground. That what you anyway.
Well, don't mean I want to go your local.
The under 21s play all theirs away, don't they?
Yeah, they do, don't they?
So then we'll either have Salford or Stockport away and one at home.
Yeah.
You guarantee 2 home games, aren't you, in the groups with the under 21s in there?
I really want Stockport to be away because I've got guaranteed tickets and maybe a box. So,
okay, in which case, I'm very excited about that.
Do you want to shout out? Do you want to name drop or
shout out to a relative of Clint Hill?
Yeah, big time. Yeah, Edgeley Park sounds better to me than whatever that shit show it. We're going there pre-season anyway, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll piss that group. I think we'll piss it, and then we'll piss the next round, and then we'll start getting excited about it again, even though it isn't really the main priority. Carabao Cup, we've got Barrow, the Ian Evatt derby. I mean, to be honest, I couldn't think of anything worse. Again, like I'm not really interested.
No,
I'm
not.
No, I think I'd be happy with getting through, getting a Premier League side again in the next round, and then just getting the monies from that. Basically,
it's all about the league really for us this season.
Yeah, 100%. Like I think it's yeah. Give like the likes of Thomason and some squad players some game time. Let Joel Coleman have a run around, and then I'm happy with that. So anyway, fixture announcements came out, didn't they? Lewis, I'll go to you first then. Any fixtures you're really excited for? Any bigger ways you're looking at? Obviously, it's not as big of a league in terms of team names, but there's some decent games there.
Wigan at home, obviously. I'm glad that's nice and early. We always look forward to that one. Look forward to it, and then I get to the week of it, and it's the worst week of your life because it's shit in it. It's just
social media
anyway.
And then losing.
Usuals, Blackpool away, and I fancy doing Portsmouth again. I went there a couple of seasons ago, stopped over until the weekend. It was decent, so I think that's beginning of December. So hopefully,
yeah.
It's fucking freezing to me now.
Yeah, well, it's right. It is. It's freezing down there.
Yeah. Don't fancy that. Go on.
No.
What's yours, mate?
Just some of the. I know we've got a few aways planned that we want to do. Places we've not been before, like Port Vale and Bolton. Bolton for the first time ever playing before 7:45 as well.
Yeah, for the first time in the history, they've never played an afternoon game.
Always played under the lights.
That's it. Never seen the light that ground, the Pirelli.
No, and then obviously it's Blackpool in it.
Big one. That is always a big do. We did a big do, and we didn't even play Blackpool last season. So
that's very true.
What about you, Jordan? What are you fancying?
I'll say Wigan. It's on our doorstep for a start. Always a laugh. we know what pubs to go to and get served while we're away, man.
Love icing off my knuckles as well in an evening after those games.
Yeah, we've got Blackpool. That's just a big day, isn't it? There's a lot to do beforehand. And then I think just see what happens second half of the season. Just roll the dice with something and see what we can do.
Yeah, it's exciting, and like we said, we want to do a big Trotter Chatter away day of all of us joining in on one. I think somewhere just above the Midlands again, sort of that Staffordshire, Cheshire area would be a nice trip. Burton, Port Vale could be a good shout. So before we finish for the day, new kit came out. What were thoughts on that?
Yep, it's come out on it.
Yeah, underwhelming.
To be honest,
go on. Why do you like it? Before I start pulling it to bits.
I mean, I don't know. It's just simple, but it looks quite smart. I think. I don't think it deserves the stick. I think it looked better on for a start. They always look better on than when they're being previewed. And I just think it's all right. It's decent. I've seen worse previous years.
Yeah, it's got bargain bin at Sports Direct vibes for me, to be honest.
It's a vibe for you.
The material looks cheap, and I don't know. It just looks cheap. That's my main issue with it.
It does look like you could possibly see your nipples through it.
Oh, 100%. There'll be many a nipple at Portsmouth away. You're getting the bucket out though, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. I'm 100% buying the bucket out. That's this weekend. That's been sorted.
What do you reckon, Lewis? What are your thoughts on it? You're more of a training kit kind of guy, aren't you? But what do you reckon?
Yeah, shit. Don't like it.
Did anyone actually vote for option A?
I
think
remember.
I voted for one that didn't even get to make the final three. There were 6 options, weren't there, at first?
Yes.
Yeah.
I voted when they filtered it down. So I went for the green away, and
Same.
I think it
I went for green away.
Option C.
That's what I did as well.
But yeah, rumours of the black kit being our away shirts.
Just like this. Exactly like this. Like, what's the point?
Yeah, but the sort of the
knockoff.
The diagonal lines are going to be more spread across the shirt. The goalkeeper shirt looks nice, though.
Yeah, I think so.
But if you wear one of them as a grown man, you're bona fide nonce, and you're really.
Who buys a goalkeeper kit?
Apart from children, like
I've never known anyone think I'm going to buy that goalkeeper kit.
No, I've only ever. If you ever see a grown man in a goalkeeper shirt, there's something wrong there. I mean,
I can describe a grown man that does, but I can't describe it on a talkSPORT affiliated podcast.
It's the same kind of grown man who's comfortable eating an ice cream out of a cone, sat on a bench, like that kind of weirdo.
The kind of man that goes to an ice cream shop and gets it in a little tub.
Oh yeah,
yes. I like a man who has a packed lunch with just one ham sandwich in it.
Oh yeah, packed lunch.
Or some Lunchables
on a tray.
Comfortable having a fruit winder as a grown adult. But yeah, before we go into interesting territory there, so obviously check out our chat about the prediction for the League One table. At the minute, we're doing all right. And obviously, football's back. Ben's going to be going off to Bamber Bridge. He's going to be high in the sky that day. And then I'm going to be going to Ashton Underlined in midweek. So I've got to go to Denton. That's going to be confusing. Denton's a weird place. So yeah, we're going to actually talk about football. We're going to see what these new signings look like, see if any of the new boys come through, and let you know what good pubs are about as well, courtesy of Jordan. I know there's been a long build up there. The next episode is going to be Sans Lewis, unfortunately, but he looks like he's had enough after today. We might need a minute. We're going to be joined by Rob. Not today, Rob. Not today, and Sam. So for today, I've been Ryan.
I've been Ben.
I've been Jordan.
I've been Lewis.
Have a lovely evening. Ta-ra.
So long.